Hey Paula Dean, hey ladies of Philadelphia, it's Stephanie Pope again in sunny Southern California, and I'm here with Philadelphia cream cheese to make my entree, what I call steak a la saucy sauce. It has a wonderful beef-based sauce and a cream cheese-based sauce. It's fancy, it's easy, and it's so delicious. My husband is a major carnivore, and this definitely satisfied his meat craving. I'm also gonna serve it with potatoes because it's our dinner for tonight. So I hope you enjoy my steak a la saucy sauce. Let's get cooking. All right, let's take a look at our ingredients. We have our Philadelphia cream cheese. We're using original flavor, and we're only gonna use about 4 ounces. Extra virgin olive oil, 3 beautiful, this is top sirloin. Get the filet if it's on sale, but this was a great price, so this is why I brought the sirloin. We're gonna need 2 other types of cheeses. We need Parmesan and Gruyere, some flour for one of our sauces, of course salt and pepper, staples, and we have hot sauce, steak sauce. These are gonna add amazing flavor in our saucy part of our saucy sauce. Beef stock, and of course, we cannot have a sauce without butter. All right, here are our ingredients. I'm getting hungry, let's get going. My oven is preheating at 400, and I need to put I have a stainless steel pan here. This is gonna help bring all the seasonings out of it. I need this on high heat, and I want it waiting for me because this is going to take a while to really heat up. While those things are heating, we're going to prepare our meat. So you're going to take some extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to just liberally put this onto our steaks. This is also going to help with the sear on our meat when it goes into the pan. We don't want anybody sticking and losing flavor. So you want to make sure it's got a good amount of olive oil, and then we're going to season each side with salt and pepper. Now here I have my blue board out because this is my raw meat board. I have my wood board for all of my vegetables that I'll be bringing out later. So make sure you only use your raw meat board for your raw meat. So I'm going to throw these onto my pan once it's screeching hot. So I'm going to tell you the directions before I throw them on because you probably won't be able to hear me when I talk. So I have all of my steaks. They're well seasoned with EVOO, and they have salt and pepper. Now when I sear this, it's going to make a really loud sound, and basically when it's done, the sound goes really soft, so you won't hear the sear anymore. That's when you know to flip them over. It's probably going to take, these are a little thick, so depending about 1 to 2, sometimes I find it takes 3 minutes. So I'm going to throw these on. Again, stand back. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we have the steak a la saucy sauce. Our steak, we seared on both sides. It's in the oven. It smells so good in here. Make sure, by the way, you put any of your fans on high, open your window. Just make sure you have something good, because anytime you sear something, it's going to really smoke really good. So I have my pan, or my medium pot. It's under medium heat, and I'm going to first melt my 3 tablespoons of butter. And this really needs to melt all the way before you add in your butter. So just take a small spoon and just get that going. Okay, so our butter is melted. I'm going to take my 3 tablespoons of flour, and I want to whisk this. So I have one of those silicone coated ones because I have a non-stick. I don't want to scratch it. So whisk this together, and it will clump, and you want it to do that. My girlfriend's so scared of making a basic roux, but it's really easy. So again, I've got clumps of flour and butter, and that's okay. And I'm just going to want to let this sit for about a minute because I want it to cook. I don't want to taste flour in my creamy saucy sauce. So So I'm just gonna let this cook for a minute. Now we're going to stream in the milk that I forgot to get out of my fridge. Let me get it real quick. I'm still there. Don't go anywhere. See, I'm right here. All right. So you're gonna take about 2 to 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna eyeball it. And as you stream it in, you wanna keep mixing this, okay? If it starts to clump, there's always ways of fixing it. You just keep stirring it, okay? So I'm gonna add more of my milk. And I'm gonna keep stirring. That's all the method is to this madness. There's no reason to be scared of it. So I'm mixing, I'm stirring. It's clumpy, but it's getting better. It's getting smoother. All right, it's to a perfect texture. It almost looks like mashed potatoes. So now I'm gonna add in my Philadelphia cream cheese. And I just want 4 ounces, okay? So this is gonna take a minute to melt through. But I had mine out on the countertop the whole time, so it may not take as long, okay? And while this is melting, I'm gonna take advantage, season with lots of salt and pepper. Make sure it goes in the pot. All right. And some salt. All right, and just keep mixing this. My meat is all done. I just turned off the buzzer, so let's pull it out. I'm putting it on. This is my butcher block solely for the purpose of cutting meat. It has grooves around it, so it will catch any fat or juice, but we're not gonna cut it yet. It's actually gonna rest for about 5 minutes while we make our other sauce. All right. All right. Woo, don't drop your meat. So just go ahead and put this onto your cutting board and cover this with foil. Doing this left-handed when you're right-handed is very challenging. So I suggest you use your dominant hand. All right, and see all these pan juices? That's gonna be our other sauce. So I'm gonna finish up my creamy sauce, okay? So it's got the cream cheese, the milk, the salt and pepper, everything's in there. Now we need to add the cheese, the other cheeses. So we have a whole cup of Gruyere cheese. Very carefully put that in there. And then we have just some Parmesan. And if you're not a big Gruyere person, this is where this Parmesan is gonna help you be able to stand the flavor of Gruyere, because some people think it's a strong cheese, and it is. So this Parmesan is going to balance that for you. And just mix this in. So I'm going to let this melt, keep it over low heat. So now to this, we need to pick up all those pan drippings, because that's where our great saucy sauce is going to come from. So we want to use our beef stock. Now I buy it in cans, and whatever I don't use I put in my Tupperware containers, and I use it for another recipe. So this is what's left of another recipe that I made. So as you pour this in with a metal whisk, I'm just trying to pull up all of the bits on the bottom of the pan. So do this, and this is on about medium to medium-low heat, because we need to heat it back up to get all of the bits off. We're gonna add, now this is again up to you, and I'm gonna add a dash, a very generous dash, because my husband and I like things spicy. So there's our hot sauce, and now about a tablespoon of steak sauce. This is everything that you need on a steak, but it makes it better using the drippings. So this has our Philly cheese. Oh, the meat's so tender because we seared it. I want to get all the juices. Oh, look at that cheese. Oh, just throw it right back on the steak. Oh yeah, and let it rest, let it get all the flavor in, finish cooking a little bit. I really hope you enjoy this recipe. And you know, I only used 4 ounces. So stay tuned, because next week during my dessert week, I'm going to use the other 4 ounces in that recipe. Have a great day, everybody. Take